backwards never.
Ah.
1, 2, 3.
This guy.
Oh, what?
The noise, it's distracting. It's pulling me away from my purpose, and I need to make a change. Enough is enough. The hardest part is taking the first step, but on the other side of fear is freedom. It's time to take your seat at not just the table, but the head of the table. You see, abundance, wellness, and freedom are within reach. Embrace your purpose. It's your table. It's your life. It's your time. Does the world ever get so loud that it's hard to even think? Your purpose is calling, but you can't seem to hear it through all the noise until right now. It's time to take your seat at the table. What's meant for you will never miss you. But first, it's time to step into your power, own your purpose, and reach your God-given potential. What's going on, family? Welcome back to the show. It's your boy, Anthony ONeal, and today, my team and I are gonna be bringing you something really, really special. I'm taking you on an incredible, and I mean this, an incredible journey through some of the highlights from our Ghana trip, where we really immersed ourselves into the culture of I would say, of Africa, specifically Ghana. We connected with some of their leaders there, and you're gonna see a little bit of that in today's show, and experience the warmth of the community firsthand. To kick off today's show, man, I'm really excited because we are going to be sitting down with two phenomenal individuals who are the hosts of the award-winning Stay By Plan podcast right out of Ghana. These two creators are making waves, and I wanted to sit down with them because a lot of people from Ghana hit me up and asked me to sit down with them, but there was just something special about these two particular individuals, and y'all, we talked about it all. And yes, we even talked about the stupid comment that I made about Ghana and about Africa, and they even told me how they thought about it and how Africa felt about it, and we had a a straight heart-to-heart conversation. So listen, today's show is gonna be phenomenal. I'm super excited. Sit back and just enjoy the different areas we are going to be taking you to. All right, check this first part out. Hey, yo! What's going on, fam? It's your boy, Anthony ONeal. Welcome back to the table. And your boy is in Ghana, man. I'm in Ghana, Africa, and I just finished doing an amazing podcast, and off the script, I said, yo, I want to flip this real quick, keep y'all set, and have you all on my show, because they really just are doing an amazing job here. They have the #2 podcast in the world.
Number one, please.
I am number one. No, I'm just playing with you, man. But they are doing some amazing things here. I want to give them some shout out to the Stay By Plan podcast. They have gotten an award for 2 times, right?
Back to back.
2 times for being the #2 podcast in the world.
No.
Number one. But I really want to introduce you all to my new family, Afi
Yep.
and Zoo.
Yeah.
And y'all got to introduce y'all for the first time to Akwasi.
Yes.
Anthony Akwasi ONeal.
Yeah.
And that means I was born on Sunday.
Yeah.
Yep.
You were born on Friday.
Yep.
Yeah.
Wait. Saturday.
Yeah.
See? That boy
Challenging
getting it,
God.
boy.
Good job,
That
good job,
boy
good job.
getting it, boy. But the reason why I wanted to have this conversation, and it looks different, because I've learned so much here about how the economy is ran here. And even while we was setting up for this show, there's just so much that is different here. But the thing that I really loved is that Africa doesn't really have a credit system.
Ish.
Ish.
It exists, but it's not like popular.
Popular.
No.
So you all know about the credit system that we have.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's y'all stance on it? Like if Africa said we're going to bring the same system here, do you think the majority of people would jump on it?
Yes. 100%.
Yeah.
I think people would. Yeah.
Why?
Because people want things, but because people have to pay for things upfront here, they can't have those things. So if you introduce a system where they can suddenly get the things that they want,
Yeah.
and financial literacy is not, I don't know, not everybody is very financially literate. So I think people would definitely hop on it. Yeah.
Without like, yeah.
But I feel like I would be very hesitant.
Same.
Same.
Yeah.
Why?
Yeah, because I feel like nothing is really for free. I think, something has to give. So I would really want to know how the system works, what happens when I default. Like, I would want to know the pros and cons
Yeah.
before I get myself into it.
Facts.
Yeah.
There's more cons than there are pros.
Yeah.
But we sell the pros without selling the cons.
Yeah.
You know, and it's like in America, we are rewarded for borrowing money, right? They call it points. They call it a credit score, right? But for me, I don't borrow anything unless it's on real estate. So land or homes. And outside of that, I'm paying cash for everything. Like the phones that y'all have, you know, people are paying $30, $40, $50 a month, every single month for the rest of their life.
Nah.
And paying interest on the phone plus the cell phone bill. And the reason why they're not doing and paying it off is because they trade it in every year.
Yeah.
So they just going over and going over. But for here, you all don't even have the option.
You buy it up front.
Yeah.
So if you go on apple.com here,
yeah.
they will let you in America pay for it over payments,
Yeah.
but they don't give
You
Africa
can
that
see the
option.
option, but it's not available to our region. There's a lot of things that you see on the website. It's not available in your region.
Yeah.
For real.
Yeah.
So like Klarna, when you're buying stuff from like Fashion Nova, no.
No, you have to buy everything up front.
Straight. Everything.
I'm literally hearing this for the first time, like buying something from Fashion Nova of like in bits. That's wild.
You didn't know that?
I didn't know you could do that.
You
I
buy
mean, there's
everything.
some
Maybe, I'm sure
things
it's there,
in,
but-
there's some things in Ghana that you can maybe provided by specific companies, but it's not something that is very widespread.
Yeah, I think so. I think because we don't have the culture, maybe we might even check some websites and they allow it for Ghanaians, but because we don't have that culture, you would never even really think about looking for it. Like, you know that you have to pay full amounts. So
Yeah.
I was saying I would love to come over here because I believe what the culture here around finances is good. I was talking to somebody last night at a hotel and said, yeah, it took him 5 years to build his house.
yeah, very on brand. That's very impressive even. Because people take more than 5 years to build a house.
What do you mean? Break that down. So if I wanted to build a house and I live here in Ghana, how long does it normally take for a person to build a house?
I think Ghana is very complicated
Depends
because
on
we
the
have,
house.
it
It
depends on
depends
the
on a lot,
house.
yeah.
It depends on the person's financial standing.
Okay.
So if someone is like super rich, they have enough money, they can put up a house in a month if they have enough finances. So it's just about your money. Your money talks. Like the more money you have, the more faster you can do things. But like on an average Ghanaian will probably save up and then buy a land, because even with lands, it's a little bit difficult to pay like in installments, because you end up shooting yourself in the foot because the interest rates are just going to keep going up and up and up, and you might never be able to finish paying. So most people will opt for saving and then paying,
buying it upfront,
buying upfront their land.
So the very first process is they will save up, buy the land first,
Right.
then save up again to start building.
Exactly.
Even saving up before you start building, you save up and buy materials.
Yeah.
So you see people buy like iron rods, bags of concrete, bags of cement. It's just, stuff. So you see a lot of land, and then you just see like
heaps of sand,
heaps
like
of
the stuff they
sand,
need.
chippings. That's what they call
Yeah,
it, chippings. I
like
don't know.
gravels and stuff.
Just keep all that stuff. So when you buy your land, first of all, you have to build a wall. That's the first thing. But someone will come into
Someone
your
else can
land
come in.
and come and build on your land.
Yeah, so you have to build
So
your
you build
wall
a
and your
wall.
gate.
So once you buy the land, you got to build a wall to
Yeah.
prevent someone from coming to build on your land.
Yes, exactly.
That's crazy.
Because people sell. So that's the thing as well. There's a black market for land, in the sense that you can buy a land and 4 other people own it, because if one person is selling the land to different people.
Yeah.
And I went to court. It happened to my mom. I went to court last year. I'm like, oh my god.
Yeah.
It's like 3 people. We all bought the same land. It's like, okay, so now what are we gonna do? The guy who sold us the land, nobody can find him. He's gone.
They're selling
Yeah.
the land
Yeah,
to
so-
4 different people.
Yeah, it's like building in Ghana is very tricky.
It's tricky.
You have to be
You have to be on top of
alert.
it.
Yeah.
So if you're even buying the land, you have to make sure that you are doing everything the right way.
Yeah.
You have to go to lands commission, make sure that the person who is selling the land to you has registered it.
But you know what's crazy? All of us had documents. Yeah.
It can get wild.
It's yeah.
Yeah, so you would never really know. You would never really know. But it's not always like negative. It's possible for you to get a good land here.
Facts.
And then you definitely have to register the land in your name and all of that. Most of the time you would need a lawyer like with you from the beginning of the process, so that if something like this happens and you have to go to court, you are like you are clean. Basically that. So once you get your land, then you start buying your materials, then you start talking to your architect, then you start building little by little.
Yeah.
How old are you?
I'm 29.
Same.
29. The young generation, that's the average person watch me, in between 28 to about 34, and 34 to 42. I would say about 80% of them are living in America, 15% here and in Africa, and then about 5% in the UK. Actually, my math is a bit off. I'll say about 75% America, 25% between here and the UK. Between us, and really not the UK, because I just found out that a lot of people from Ghana go to the UK. So for the American people in your age bracket, what is one thing you think we should know about that we don't know about in America?
About us, I think Ghanaians and Africans as a whole. I think sometimes we are always put in one bracket as Africa. That, for one, I think needs to be corrected. Africa is a continent and it has different countries with completely different cultures.
Okay.
First of all, that's one. And then us in Ghana, I can speak about Ghana because I live in Ghana. I think we work really, really hard.
Y'all do.
Yeah, and sometimes there might be a mismatch between how much wealth we are able to get based on the amount of work that we are putting in. Because we see a lot of our friends travel to the United States or United Kingdom, and then they are putting in the same work, and then they can see much more results. So I think sometimes people look at us and they're like, oh, these people are lazy, or these people are poor, these people they don't know how to take care of themselves, they don't know how to manage their finances. Trust me, like Africans, Ghanaians, we work very, very hard. And every single thing you see us wearing or owning, we most likely 80% of the time paid up front for it. So that's something that I want everybody to know.
What you think, you?
Everything she said. I also want to like hammer on the lazy perception. Something that happens that I really don't like. I'm calling out the Ghanaian leaders. They love to go on TV and say like, "Oh, the youth of today are so lazy." Oh my God, it annoys me so much. Yeah, so they do that a lot because people obviously are complaining because things are not the way they should be. And when you complain, it's like, yeah, it's because you're lazy. It's not because I'm mismanaging the economy. Nah, it's because you're lazy.
Yeah.
So that's what they do. So I find it very annoying. Yeah.
You know, I agree with both of y'all on that part. I have to say that I didn't know what to expect, but I did not know, and I'm being honest and transparent, that I didn't know that you all work hard. And when I say hard, I'm like, there's a different type of work ethic that you all have here. That, not saying that we don't work hard, because we do work hard, but I see different types. You got a full-time job, 9 to 5, then you do the podcast, same thing. And then I'm seeing mothers. I literally saw a mother strap her baby to her back, put a 50-pound something situation on her head, sweating like crazy, walking the streets, and I saw her smiling.
Yeah.
I'm like, she is doing all that and still smiling.
Yeah.
That's a different kind of work.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. And then I'm looking at George, who's one of our tour guides, man. I mean, I can call him right now. He'll be here in not even split second because he'll run. You know, security's with me. I'm like, just the work ethic here in Ghana. I'm like, y'all different. Y'all just, it's just different over here. And I'm like, and they're doing it with a smile. Not saying that we don't do it with a smile, but sometimes we do complain about certain things.
Yeah.
And I've complained about things, and when I go home, I'm like, I can't complain about that no more. After I saw my brother and sister over here doing something I've never had to do in my life, and they still smiling.
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm coming back home. I love it. And even how you, when you reached out for me to be on your show, just how you was even maneuvering with that, just very professional, on point. I was like, yo, y'all are right with me.
Thank you.
I love this. Now, I want to ask this question because we was talking about this. Because one of the things that I vowed to do, I've learned as an American, African American, we have to get out of the mindset of we're coming to save.
Yeah.
I forgot the term for that. What's the term for that? Y'all call them. Do y'all remember that term?
Which one?
It's like a
Something syndrome.
Aronian? A brony?
Obroni.
That's like,
What?
that's like foreigner.
Foreigner.
Yeah,
Foreigner.
Obroni.
White man. Yeah. And I was like, and then I've also learned, okay, there's a difference between coming to save us and then coming to help us build something. And so for me, I want to come help build something and build something that helps with the financial literacy part of things. But how do I do that? Because what is the average, what would you say is the average income in Ghana?
Wow, that's a tough question. There's
Average income. So going back to the conversation we had earlier, then I would lean more towards your answer earlier. She said about
1,000 CDs.
1,000 CDs a month.
Yeah. So if that's average, as in like lower class plus
1,000 CDs a month is what? $60 in America.
Yes. Yeah. $60. Yeah. Exactly. Yeah.
And they live. You can live off of that. And when we say live, what do you mean by living off of $60 a month? Because I mean, clearly you're living with mom and you're still living with family.
Yeah. So that'll be transportation. I think for me, transportation is something that takes the most of my money. Like paying for buying fuel is very expensive, and then obviously food, electricity, water, basically that, and then just like entertainment. I'll say if you want to go out and eat or you want to do something nice for yourself, that also. But not a lot of people have the privilege of spending on entertainment. So mainly it's food, water, electricity, and transportation. The
Food,
basic needs.
water, your basic needs.
And healthcare, because I feel like we have a public healthcare, but sometimes there are certain sicknesses or illnesses that the insurance, the general insurance wouldn't cover.
Yeah.
So you need to pay out of pocket as well.
Man, I'm loving this. I'm learning so much.
Yeah.
But it's like $60 a month, you're saying you can cover your basic needs. That's 60 USD.
Yeah.
For some. That's not for everybody.
Yes. And it would be tough because I feel like there's a mismatch because I think we told you earlier that a lot of things are pegged to the dollar. In our country. And then we are looking at the minimum wage per day, and it's very much close to the exchange rates because we are getting $1 to 16.5 Ghana cedis, and then the minimum wage is about 18.5 Ghana cedis now. But then we have a lot of things that we purchase that are imported. So then now you are buying stuff at a dollar price with a Ghana cedi, if that makes sense.
Makes so much
There's
sense.
such a gap
Huge gap.
Yeah, and now we are seeing it trickle even to like local goods. So we have foods like kenke, banku, wache. They are stuff that you would get from a street vendor that you expect it to be okay. Everybody should be able to afford it. But now we are seeing it trickle there as well because certain ingredients are being imported and it's now making the prices more expensive. So the 1,000 cedis a month, you need to be very strategic if you're trying to like run it throughout the whole month.
Yeah.
You wanted to ball out, drive whatever you wanted to drive, one car, live wherever you wanted to live, not worry about electricity or bills. What would you say on average you would need to make? So not the average person here, but like for you to drive your car, living wherever you want to live in Ghana, because you ain't gonna never leave Ghana unless you come into America, you said. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And let's say, because you saying that you want to be a wife. So it was like, let's say you're married, right? How much money do you need to make to live the lifestyle you want to live in CDs?
Honestly, I'll have to take the house thing out because I think just the rent alone is going to take so much money depending on if I want to live where I want to live.
Yeah.
Where do you want to live?
If I wanted to live in, let's say, somewhere like Cantonments, which is like a prime area, and it makes sense for me because it's closer to work.
Yeah.
Or almost like 90% of the places they are being, you have to pay a dollar equivalent.
It's not even an equivalent. It's dollars.
It's dollars anyway.
Yeah.
We are not even supposed to be charging dollars, but they are charging us in dollars.
It's
And
illegal,
on average,
it's illegal to
doing?
charge. It's illegal to charge people in dollars in Ghana.
Okay.
But in those places,
They charge
they
dollars.
charge in dollars. Yeah.
so maybe on average, you are spending like $1,000 a month on rent for like a super small space.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that's, if you check the exchange rate, that's about 16,500 Ghana cedis on rent. That's
Yeah,
that's
for a month.
my special situation. Before like food and everything else, maybe another 10,000. So if I wanted to live my best life, I
Yeah.
think 30,000 Ghana cedis a month would work. But that is like quote unquote insane because when you look at the average salaries,
Nowhere close.
if you are earning 15,000 Ghana cedis, you are in the
You're rich.
5%.
So if you're making $15,000
cedis.
Ghana cedis, which is
Almost 1,000.
Almost
$1,000
$1,000.
USD dollars,
Yeah.
you all, that is classified as a
That's a rich
Very
in,
person.
good job.
a person with means.
Yeah, for sure.
Very much.
If you're in the $35,000, which is going to be what, $2,000.
Like 1,000.
What is that? You in the 1%?
Yeah, 1%. Yeah, 1%.
Yeah. That's the 1%.
So $2,000 a month in USD dollars, you're living a very comfortable life.
Yeah, very likely. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Huh.
Or you have the ability to live I mean, because people make a lot of money and live in homes that require lots of money to maintain.
Right.
So if some people, that's not enough for some people. You know?
Yeah, it's pretty complicated. Yeah, but yeah.
But generally,
average, yeah.
generally you.
But for the average person,
Yeah.
That's amazing. That's an amazing salary.
Yeah.
amazing salary.
Yeah.
I think I'm definitely moving to Ghana. I'm serious.
Yeah, because that's the dream for a lot of people now. Because we know that if you can get a remote job and you are being paid in dollars, it's going to like carry you so far
Yeah.
in Ghana.
Yeah. If you give most people like $500
That's
a
it.
month,
That's
they will
great.
kiss your feet. Yeah, like you change their lives. So
So that happened to me. How much did we tip him?
CDs.
We gave him $100 USD.
Oh wow.
That's
So I gave him 400,
1,600.
right?
Okay.
USD. And then I was like, yo, no, I'm gonna tip the way I tip. Like I was at home. So I said, I want to give him $100. And we gave him, and I mean, this man's face was insane. I'm talking about carried our food all the way out to the bus. He would have took my food to the seat.
Yeah, because the CD rate now to the dollar is insane.
Yeah.
Because in 2007 it was like 1:1, so then it was fine. But now it's 1:16.5. Come on, like if you give someone $1,
2007, it was $1.
if am I right? Was it
That
2007?
was only because they did a redenomination. So before that, it was 1:1,000.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Something like that. And they just like changed the value basically. So like it was 1:1. So
Yeah.
Back
But
then,
since
if you
then
had
till
money,
now, it's
yeah,
just been climbing up. It's never
just
gone down.
every year it goes up and up and up and up.
Now we're at 16.5.
So would you say the goal for someone living in Ghana is to work for an American company to get the American dollar pay, but live here so he can stretch further?
That's me, my goal.
That's your goal.
It's a general goal, not necessarily.
Not even necessarily working for specifically for a
America.
country,
Just
but
a
whatever work you do, if you earn in dollars or pounds or whatever.
Yeah,
it
just
is,
foreign currency, honestly.
foreign currency, because those are more stable and are worth more here. It goes farther here. So if you can earn foreign currency while you're living here, bro,
Amazing.
you're good.
Yeah, because you know that $500 this month would give you the same value as $500 in 3 months.
Yeah.
But 500 CDs this month will not give you the same value 500 CDs 3 months later. So that's where the problem is.
Yeah.
This is good information.
Yeah, because I know people who have remote jobs, and the way Ghana works, every 2-3 months, people are complaining on the news like, "Oh my God, the CD is falling," and da da da. And the people who have remote jobs are just like,
Yeah.
Because no matter what, so I'm gonna get my $1,000
And it's always going to be able to.
and it's always going to be able to convert to whatever CDs are.
exactly, yeah.
necessary. Yeah, exactly.
And so you're even getting richer if you think about it.
Yeah, they are getting richer.
Yeah, because
The dollar
The dollar is going up and it's going up.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So that's why it's the goal for. And but the problem is, the more people start earning foreign currency, it affects
The people who are earning the local currency.
and then just
That's how the effective
economy.
demand is based on
exactly.
the people who can afford. Yeah.
Can't afford it.
Yeah.
I see why you're saying it's complicated.
Yeah,
It's very complicated. Yeah.
so many layers. So many. It's crazy. It's crazy.
Well, I want to thank y'all, man, for one inviting me onto y'all's podcast. Y'all, I'm going to put a link to their podcast. Y'all, let's help them. I want y'all to download their podcast. I want y'all to watch their YouTube. I want y'all to subscribe, and let's support them. Let them know you're from the E3 community, because I want to see these two win. I want to see them keep getting #1 in Ghana and #2 in the world. But I definitely want to see whatever products that they're selling, whatever resources that they have. Y'all, let's support. Because I think that's what we have to do. Even if we're in America, this is still our brothers and sisters. And when they win, we win. When we win, they should win as well. And so I just want to say thank y'all for having me on and inviting me. And to the other podcasts that asked me to come on, maybe in December. Maybe in December. But this trip, I really just wanted to spend time with my team and the E3 community. But I had to do one while I was here, and they won it. And I really had a good time. So we'll also link to that show.
Yeah. 100%.
So you all can check that out, because that was a pretty dope show that we had on there, especially towards the end. I hope I won't go viral on that part. But anyways, I'm used to it by now. Y'all listen, we appreciate them. We appreciate y'all for stopping by for this segment of our show. And I really do appreciate y'all.
Thank you.
I love what y'all are doing.
Thank you so much.
And every time I come back to Ghana, I just want to do the show.
Sure.
Yeah.
Let's keep pushing y'all.
Let's do it. Let's do it.
100%. Thank you so much.
We'll see y'all in the next segment. Peace out, y'all.
Bye.
So listen, I want y'all to check out my friend's show. We're going to drop their full show inside of today's show notes, because they had me on their show right before they did mine. And we had such a great conversation. But coming up next, we have the honor of meeting the one and only Ambassador Dr. Erica Bennett at the DAF Embassy. DAF stands for Diaspora African Forum. Her mission is super clear and amazingly powerful, if that's proper grammar there, right? Because she is connecting the diaspora with their roots in Ghana. Through her work, she's creating so many pathways for those like you and I who want to return to the motherland, learn more and contribute to its growth and find a place of belonging. One of the things that she said inside of the interview that really convicted me was, we don't need you to save us. We need you to help us build something. Say one more time. She said, Anthony, we don't need Americans to come over here and save us. We need Americans to come over here and come back to the motherland and help us build. And if you want to save us, stay in America. Man, this interview was absolutely amazing. And to really go into this, when I think about it, I'm excited because Dr. Erica is helping me get my dual citizenship in Ghana. Check it out.
Dr. Bennett, Ambassador Dr. Erica Bennett. I want to ask a question because we have a huge following, and I don't think a lot of people understand the term diaspora. And I recently just learned about the term. I'm going to be honest and vulnerable and transparent. And when I learned about it, I was like, wow, I've been misled. I want you to, for the people watching right now, can you really educate us on exactly what that is and exactly your role and how you're really building something amazing here, not just in Ghana, in Africa, period?
Well, Anthony, again, let me just say thank you so much for coming.
Yes, ma'am.
First of all, the diaspora, the word diaspora is not synonymous just to Africa.
Okay.
The word diaspora means not in your home country.
Yeah.
That's any individual that's not in their home country.
Wow.
That could be Italians, that could be South Americans. Anybody who's not in your home country, you're considered a diaspora.
Okay.
Now, for our purposes, we're talking to the African diaspora.
Yes, ma'am.
And there's two types of African diaspora.
Okay.
Our group, taken from slavery,
Okay.
we're considered the historical diaspora.
Okay.
The group that Nigerians, Ghanaians, Ethiopians, those that go outside of their home country, they're considered the continental diaspora.
Wow.
And so the heads of states, there's 55 African countries, and the heads of states understand now to move Africa forward, we have to include both diaspora, the historical and the continental. You see, when 60% of our professionals, African professionals, are outside of Africa, our doctors, our lawyers, our nurses, our teachers, they're outside.
Wow.
And so the heads of states understand to move Africa forward, we've got to include both.
Yeah.
So that's what our mission is all about. Our embassy, and we're the first and only diplomatic mission of its kind in the world. Wow. There's not another one like that, like this.
Yeah.
We liken it to the Vatican.
Yeah.
You know, the Vatican is a state, but not a state.
Yeah.
And that's how we like it. We say that's who we are.
Oh, man.
You know, and it's very exciting, very, very exciting. We've been in Ghana now 22 years.
22, okay.
Yes, and our embassy, the land here, we're at the historical W.E.B. Du Bois Center. And the land was given to us by President Kufuor at the time.
Wow.
And we built our building. We fund it ourselves. We take care of it ourselves. Unlike other embassies, we can do business.
Yeah.
So one of the things that we do is that we encourage people, the diaspora that want to come, they come to us and we become a clearinghouse for them. Mm-hmm. If they want to buy real estate, if they want to invest, you know, that's what we're here to make sure they stay in the right hands.
So if we come from America, what you're pretty much saying, which I'm going to be doing, we need to come here to get the correct information. Man, I'm curious. People who are watching this now, they're thinking, okay, I want to come to Ghana. What is the very first thing you want them to know before you come to Africa? What's that very first thought you want them to have in their head before they get here?
Well, I want them to be open and receptive, you see, and not to think about what they've seen on TV and that kind of thing. I want you to be open, you see. Now, Africa is not for everybody. Now, let me make sure. Now, some of you, we want you to stay in America. You helped build it, and we want you to stay right there. So let me just be very crystal clear on that piece of it.
Yes, ma'am.
You see, we want people with the spirit of wanting to serve, a spirit of wanting to really help develop, because that's what we are. We're a developing continent. Yeah. And we want people that want to come and help us develop.
Yeah.
I've been, as I said, in Africa for 45 years. And I would not want to be any place else but where I am.
No.
I know that I'm home.
No. I felt like I was home. And I have to be honest, what I saw on TV is not what I see here. Mm-hmm. It's not. I mean, I'm eating top of the line steak. I'm seeing houses that I want to live in myself. I'm seeing cars that I drive in America. And I think you said it earlier in privacy. It was like, there's every area of life here.
Every layer.
Every area. And I'm like, we only see one area on TV. And I love how you said you got to come over here with an open mind, because that's exactly what I did. And man, it's just been an absolute experience to do that. But to help build, what are some things we could do to help build? Not that we need to come over here with this mindset, I'm coming to save you, but there's a difference between saving and building.
Absolutely.
And I love that term, build. How can we help Africa build forward?
Well, there's a lot of diasporians, particularly African Americans on the continent, who are doing incredible things.
Yeah.
They're building schools, they're building orphanages, they're building, and they're making money.
Yeah.
So one of the things that people don't know about Africa, you can make more money in Africa than you can really in the States.
Hold up.
Let me just tell you that.
Wait a minute.
You see, because we need everything here.
Yeah.
So you come with a creative mind, you come with the mind of, I want to do business and good business, and you can make lots of money here. Wow. My lifestyle here has never been like this in the United States. Wow. Let me just say that. You see, I live a very good life here. I have a wonderful condo. I have people who take care of me, and as an elder, that's very important.
Yes.
You see, and the respect that Ghanaians particularly have for elders is just amazing. Yeah. We have a lot of retirees here who live their best life here. We don't put them in old folks' homes. You have people that come and stay with you, live with you, take care of you. I mean, really, and I don't want to just make it a utopia situation, because we do have challenges.
Yes, ma'am.
I mean, we got some potholes, and I'm sure you've experienced some of those. Yeah. And sometimes the lights go off, and, so it's some inconveniences. Yeah. But when you want to trade it off, there's no way I would rather not be here.
No. The team that is with me, from my security, my tour guide, George, and the rest of their spirit is just different. Even the people who I'm just meeting, the spirit is just different.
Well, I think I jokingly say it's in their DNA. Yeah. Because of Kwame Nkrumah, they've always had a spirit of welcoming people home. Yes. And it's here. It really, really is here. And you feel it. Yeah. You really do feel it.
Man, well, I'm applying for my dual citizenship. You gonna help me with that?
I'm gonna definitely help you with that. I'm gonna put you top on the list.
Thank you.
For sure.
If my big brother missed your call, just call me. Don't worry.
Jay, we tried to get Jay on the list the last time. He didn't pick up our call. So we know to call Anthony.
Hey, call me.
You see. I'm coming. See, the other thing, too, I want you to understand, Anthony, you came with the right person. Yeah. You see, Jay has been here. He knows us. He knows the good and the bad about us. Yeah. And he loves us. Yeah. And he's part of our family. Yeah. As I say, he is one of my sons as well. Yeah. He got to do better because he doesn't stay in good contact, but I got you now.
Don't worry about it.
Yes, I got you.
Don't worry about it.
I got you.
Don't worry about that, because I told him already. We're already scheduling our next trip, and I told my community that we're going to be coming here at least 2 times a year.
Wonderful.
And I want to expose more of my brothers and sisters in America to my brothers and sisters at home.
Absolutely.
And I'm really excited about it, because you're right. We came with the right person, Jay, and Jay was very, very, I would say, wise on where we're going and how we're going to experience it. We experienced the 5-star restaurant, and we've also experienced the, not 5-star
bar.
Yeah. And I didn't want to say that, but you said it, and it was, but it was just good to do that. And I'm like, wow, like you really can experience every single thing.
Absolutely.
Here. But what I would definitely say, what I've learned here is, we complain back at home a lot. And when I see my brothers and sisters here working, I'm like, why am I complaining? Like, why? We were somewhere, I forgot where we were, Jay, but or team, they had no lights and they were still out there working. And I'm like, and we complaining about what? And what I love about it is I didn't see them complaining about working. They were still
just do
peaceful,
it.
joyful, doing it. And I'm like, what am I doing? Why am I complaining about certain things when I see my brothers and sisters here getting it in that I humbly say this, I haven't had to do that. And I complain about things that they probably would smile at. And I just said, I got to come back here and have more of this, because we're just misled a lot in America, and I love it. And I sat down at the hotel. I couldn't sleep last night, so I came down to the hotel. I just sat down with some other guys, and I was just learning and listening. I was asking about families and how children are raised and how they're going to school. And one of the guys, after talking to me, recognized who I am. He started asking me about money questions. And he said, no, we need more of that information. So I just want to say thank you for everything that you're doing. And I promise you that I'm going to do better when I'm back in my home, America. But I'm coming back over here, and I genuinely mean this. I want dual citizenship.
I know you do. I know you do. And I'm happy to hear. And you're the kind we want to get citizenship.
I'm coming.
You see, because of your spirit, because of your attitude, and you're who we want. You see, I'm going to make you my poster.
I'm coming.
My poster guy.
I'm going to be the poster.
Yeah, I want you to be my poster guy.
This picture's going to be in our studio.
And I want you also, Anthony, to tell the story.
Yes.
See, when people say, how can you help us? You know, all those 3 million people that you have, let them understand. Go see for yourself. Don't listen to what you're reading or you're seeing on TV. See for yourself. Yes. Experience it. Yes, and I'm telling you, lives change.
Yes, they do.
I can tell you some stories that you go, whoa, whoa. People have gotten healed here. People have gotten rich here. People have gotten an awareness that they didn't get in the States. And so this really is a place to come and just feel yourself and learn who you are.
Yes, ma'am.
You see, when you come to your roots, you begin to know who you are.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. I do. And I'm learning that. And I'm going to come back and learn some more.
Man, I want to thank Dr. Erica for her time with my team and I, because she really convicted me in a lot of areas. She really educated all of us in a lot of areas. And again, just hearing her say, we don't need your help. We don't need your saving, but we do need your help in building. And this whole trip, man, was so powerful to me because I really wanted to go there and to learn, because I've never been before. And everything that I know is based upon what I was taught in school, because I didn't read anything up on Africa. Let me just be honest. And I felt convicted. And even earlier this year, I started reading more. And I said, I can't wait to go. I think one of the most impactful, one of the most impactful, not empowerful, but one of the most impactful things was literally walking down the Slave River. And I took off my shoes. I think I was the only one on my team that took off their shoes. And while it didn't feel good to me physically, I said, who am I to complain about how it feels when my ancestors had to do this? Clearly, the people who was walking us down made sure that the walkway was clean, but think about how many times our ancestors probably stepped on ants, probably stepped on trees, and probably stepped on things that hurt their feet, and they had to keep moving. And to know that this is where they went to bat before they got sold or before, unfortunately, they died. When they asked us to step inside the river, while everyone was walking out, I stayed there for about another 5 minutes. Some of the people were laughing and thought I was joking, but literally on the inside, I said, no, I want to sit here. I want to feel what my people felt. I want to understand what was going through their heart. I want to get connected to them as much as possible. because we're not living in a time to where slavery is in existence right now in America. We still have racial issues and we still have things going on, but I'd rather deal with this crap that we are dealing with in our community than deal with what they were dealing with. Could you imagine? Inside, I was crying. Inside, I was like, God, I don't know what I would have done if I would have had to live during those times. Thank you, God, for what our ancestors endured. Thank you, God, for what our ancestors fought for to make sure that I don't and you don't have to live through that. Thank you, God, for bringing me back to the motherland to experience what I wish I would have experienced more. You know, I told you all, I think it was about 1.5 years, 2 years ago, that I want to take my kids to Ghana, and I don't want to take my kids to show them how blessed, quote unquote, we are. And I want to show them how blessed we are within the motherland. I want to take them there so that they can have their own naming ceremony, to experience my naming ceremony, to experience the motherland and understanding that I am now going by Anthony ONeal. A-K-W-A-S-I. I'm wearing it. I want my kids to experience that. I want my kids to go there and see, man, we had, I don't even know we got some B-roll footage of that, Ed, but man, we ate some of the best steak. We had some of the best food in Africa. The houses looked amazing in Africa. But do you know what I also did see? Is the work ethic in Africa. I saw mothers with the baby wrapped around them with a big full thing of I don't know what they call it, but something on their head, holding the water, holding what they're selling. So working while also being a mother, and then yet we over here in the States wanna cry about working 5 hours, working 8 hours a day. We wanna cry and we wanna complain about this, but what I saw over there, I'm like, these people putting in work. And even on the interview, if you go watch the interview on the podcast that I did with the 2 podcasters from there, I said, man, this is what I saw. I said, and I didn't say y'all crying. They said, because if you're crying, you're not happy. And we'd rather be happy than crying. And what I gained from that is we control the state of our joy. And they're like, I'm alive. I get the opportunity to work. I get the opportunity to be a mother, to be a father. And I'm like, and I'm complaining about going back to school full time, running a business full time, promoting a book and writing another book. I don't have the right to complain. I don't. And we don't have the right to complain. Because y'all, yes, we are blessed, but so is Africa. So is Ghana. And we are so blessed. And I saw so many, and I heard so many, and I had an opportunity to sit down with some of our E3 community members who are winning, who came with me to Ghana, who experienced Ghana with me. And I want to show you all some of their thoughts and testimony while we were in Ghana. Check this out.
What's good? I'm Warren. I'm from Brooklyn, and I am here because I decided to take a chance with the AO squad. to learn about Ghana and Africa because I was tired of hearing the hearsay. Was not satisfied with just watching it through TV shows, movies, and other types of propaganda. When I landed here, all my apprehensions and fears were washed away from the moment I set foot in the airport. I was greeted, welcomed, treated like family, and it's been that way from day one to the last day. So if you're ever sitting on the fence as to whether or not you should join AO and the squad on this trip, I say don't hesitate. Book it.
Hey, I'm Nicole N. I'm from Charlotte by way of Memphis. And I just wanted to say this was such an incredible experience. From Maximum Impact to Anthony ONeal's crew, it was just chef's kiss. They made you feel so welcome. It was so liberating. You could tell it was all down to the details, just from beginning to end. This experience was, I cannot even put into words, the process of learning, relearning, and unlearning some things, the process of going through all the different emotions, from feeling liberated to feeling excitement to feeling anger, justified anger. And just the crew was here the whole time just to make us feel like, just giving us an opportunity to process everything and make us feel welcome as well. So I definitely would recommend it. Definitely come out the next time. You wouldn't regret it.
Hi, my name is Megan. I'm from Detroit. I went on this amazing trip to Ghana with AO and his team. It was amazing. From the time we stepped out from the airport, the warm welcome, the itinerary was on fire in terms of the details. It was a jam-packed trip. This is basically a trip you're going to have to come with your walking shoes, get ready to learn and experience the Ghanaian culture. Ghana was just such an amazing trip. I think every Black American needs to come to Ghana, learn their history, get a better understanding of what's going on in the culture. So definitely sign up for AO and his team. The crew was great, and they take awesome pictures as well.
So listen, fam, we had an incredible time exploring Ghana, meeting some amazing people, and deepening our connections with the motherland. And guess what? This trip has reminded me of how much there is to learn about Africa. And it's so much richer and more complex than what we often see on TV. Honestly, I think we need Africa more than Africa honestly needs us. Because I left there feeling connected. I left there feeling like, yo, I gotta come back, which is why I'm getting my dual citizenship. Like, I felt at home in Ghana. This realization and this feeling has inspired me to make visiting the continent a regular part of my company's journey. And I want to bring you, yes, you, my E3 community, along with me. That's why I've decided to explore even more than just Africa countries, right? Next year, we won't just be returning to Ghana alone. We'll also be visiting Egypt as well, which Egypt is in Africa, but we're gonna learn about both of them. So listen, we have an interest meeting here coming up soon. We're going to drop that information below. If you want to go to Ghana, I want you to come with me, but we're going to be going to Egypt as well. And heck, if you can take off, I think about 2.5, 3 weeks, you can go to Ghana and Egypt with us next year. But if you need to choose one, and if you've never gone to Africa and you're a Black person, I need you to go to Ghana. But if you went to Ghana already, if you've already been to Ghana, then hey, join my team and I in Egypt. We're going to have 2 interest meetings where we're going to tell you exactly what we're going to be doing, why we're doing it, where we're going, how much fun we're going to be having, and even the cost. And the cost is so affordable. It's like $160, $70 deposit, then you make your monthly payments, but that covers your airfare, hotel, your breakfast, all your tours and excursions. And even we even have a session to where we sit down and we're going to be having a money conversation with myself while we're there, because this is about celebrating. How do we get you to the next level? And so it's going to be absolutely amazing. All you got to do is click the link inside of today's show notes. We're gonna give you all that information for the interest meeting. If you missed the interest meeting, what we'll do is we'll show you a replay, and then we'll also give you the page to where you can sign up and join us. Listen, we're only taking 50 people on each trip. So 50 people to Ghana, then we're taking 50 people to Egypt. So once we hit 50, we're out, because I really want to keep it intimate, and I want to keep it with one bus, right? And so this one, we had the same amount go on this trip, and it felt good. And I was able to really connect with everyone that went. My team was able to connect with everyone that went. And I don't want to keep it too big. So listen, the first 50 slots, once they're gone, we'll have a wait list, because some people do drop out, and we can add you to the list. But once we get through the 50, I'm telling you right now, it's a wrap. All right. So it's your boy, Anthony ONeal. Thank you so much for watching this to the end. Listen, I want you to go with us. If you've never been to Ghana, I want you to go. If you've never been to Egypt, and I've never been to Egypt, this is my first time going, I want you to join us. Click the link inside of today's show notes, and I'll see you on the next show. Peace out. This is your boy, Akwasi.